The playoffs for Champions Paris are here, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick look at the ELO ratings and how they changed compared to the start of stage, and then which team looks best by the ELO ratings. Then after we're gonna take a quick look at the four matches that we're gonna have, the first four matches, and the map vetoes for how I think they might shake out. And then afterwards we're gonna do the Pick'em on VLR. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get right into it. So here we are, and as you can see, these are the 8 teams that made the playoffs. And yeah, we have a couple of teams in NRG, G2, Fnatic, and Giant X who either gained a little bit of elo or lost a little bit of elo overall. Um, and then we have Heretics and Paper X who like gained a bit more of elo, and then DRX and MIBR who gained quite a lot of elo during the group stage. Um, so yeah, and then obviously the individual maps, the elos for each of the teams there. You can look at them in comparison. So yeah, the overall elos then um, are G2 in first, with still quite a large gap with Paper X next up. Then in third, I would say like a bit of a surprise, probably DRX, followed by then Giant X, which I would say is also a surprise that they're the highest rated out of the EMEA teams. I thought Heretics would be above them, but Heretics are then in fifth, in sixth NRG, Fnatic in seventh, which is quite low, and MIBR still being last. Um, since they obviously came into the tournament with quite a low elo rating overall. So even though they improved massively, they're still the lowest rated out of these. But yeah, the overalls also don't mean that much, uh, since we've seen all tournament long. And yeah, so with that, let's head into the first map the first match of playoffs, which will be G2 versus Paper X, the two supposed top dogs. So for Paper X versus G2, I think Paper X first up, they're probably gonna ban Abyss. Um, they have not played it thus far, and yeah, even though they also haven't played Corrode at all thus far, I think it's not that insane of a map for G2. It looked like G2's worst map, but then they played well in the last match on Corrode. But I still think Paper X will probably let it float in there. I don't think they'll ban it instantly. I think they're gonna ban Abyss, which they also did before against XLG. Plus, yeah, it's also one of G2's stronger maps, so that makes a lot of sense. And then for G2, I think they're gonna ban Bind, which they did against Team Heretics as well. And yeah, it's also one of Paper X's, if not their strongest map. So makes sense for them to ban that one. So for Paper X, I think they're gonna pick Sunset. They did so against XLG as well. They picked it in the first round as well, and they won on it. They obviously look quite strong on their map, and I think they're gonna win on Sunset. And I think G2 are gonna pick Lotus. G2 has either always picked Lotus in their first round, or it was picked against them. So it was also always played in the first round, like within these first two maps. Lotus was always played for G2, and I think they will choose to play it against Paper X as well. I could see them also picking Ascent as well, but yeah, I think they're gonna go with Lotus, and I think it's gonna be quite the close map actually, but I'm giving the slight edge to G2. And yeah, then the second rotation of bans for Paper X, I think it's fairly straightforward that they should not give Ascent to G2 as the last map. I think G2 has looked way too good on Ascent, so you can't give it to them. Um, that's the entire reason why I think Paper X have to ban it. They're not that bad on that map. It's just G2 is too good on that map. You can't give them that much of a comfort pick for the last map. And I think for G2, it could be either Corrode or Haven. I can see them realistically picking either map and being really fine with it. But I decided that they will ban Haven and leave Corrode as the last map. And yeah, as you can see, think I think both of these maps will be 50-50s essentially. I think either of these teams could win it. And yeah, I just think for Corrode, especially, I think G2 would rather go on that map since Paper X has not played it. So they would probably assume that Paper X's Corrode isn't that good. And I just think that G2's Corrode is a bit flawed as well. And surely Paper X have prepped something. Like they must have prepped something on either Abyss or Corrode. And because they're a team who wants to win this tournament. Like of course everyone wants to win it, but they're a team for since they won the last tournament, they went into this tournament thinking we want to win again. And so they know you can't go into a best of 5 with not playing 2 maps. So they must have prepped something on either of these two, and I think that map might be Corrode rather than Abyss. So that's why I'm picking Paper X winning on Corrode. It's a really close match, G2 versus Paper X, and I think we're gonna get it again later on in the tournament. Probably we're gonna get it again. But yeah, for now, I'm guessing a 2-1 for Paper X over G2. The next match is Fnatic versus DRX, and I think this is a quite the interesting match, because both Fnatic and DRX have been permanent banning Sunset at this tournament. So yeah, that leaves a question mark. Like, are Fnatic gonna ban it still? Or do they just assume that DRX are gonna ban it anyways if they leave it open? And so they don't have to waste their ban on it? Or maybe, yeah, maybe Fnatic even think maybe DRX doesn't have anything too well prepped, or we're better prepped than them on that map, even though we have been perma-banning it. And so they leave it open, but for the time being I've gone with Fnatic banning Sunset. But for what it's worth, I don't think the map pool in terms of the maps that we actually get to see being played between these two teams, I don't think there's gonna be a huge difference if Fnatic don't choose to ban Sunset and DRX bans it instead, for example. I think the maps that we're gonna see being played don't change massively, so yeah, that's why I'm going with Fnatic banning Sunset. So for DRX, Road is a map that they oftentimes banned in the second round, in the second rotation of bans, or which got picked against them. It's never been a map of their choice. And so I would say it's overall not a map that they are really high on themselves, that they are not that good on themselves. And yeah, it's also a map that is very even between them and Fnatic, so I think the RX are probably choosing to ban Growth for that reason. So for the picks, I think Fnatic are probably gonna pick Bind. They did so in their last match as well, which worked out against the MIBR. And yeah, I favor them slightly on Bind as well. So yeah, I think that's a good choice for Fnatic. Yeah, they could also choose to go Lotus over Bind, but I feel more confident that they will pick Bind. And I would add them picking Lotus, since Lotus has not been one of the better maps for EMEA teams overall. And then for DRX, I think they're probably just gonna pick Abyss. It's been their go-to map. They've picked it every single time when they could, when it wasn't banned against them. And yeah, it's also probably their best map. So I see that as an easy victory for them. So for Fnatic's second ban, I think they're gonna ban Haven. I think overall they should favor both Ascent and Lotus over Haven. Yeah, Ascent and Lotus over Haven. They look better on Lotus, and I think DRX isn't as good on Ascent as they are on Haven. But maybe Fnatic has their historically Fnatic has been quite good at Haven, so maybe they kind of find a comp that they're comfortable with again, and then they would rather ban Ascent over Haven. But for the moment, I think Fnatic are gonna ban Haven, and I think DRX, they've banned Ascent over Lotus every single time that they had the choice between that, and they banned Ascent often in the second rotation. So yeah, I think even though Lotus might not be as good of a choice as Ascent would be, I feel like maybe they're not as confident on their Ascent as they are on their Lotus, which is why I went with Lotus being the remaining map, which is also a map that I would favor Fnatic on. So I've gone for a 2-1 for Fnatic, but it could realistically be a 2-1 for DRX. In that case, if they play their map vetoes right, it could be a 2-1 for them. But I also think Fnatic might have a comp in store that they haven't showed yet on either Haven or Sunset, which could see them getting a win on a map that you wouldn't expect them to. So yeah, that's why I think it's gonna be a 2-1 for Fnatic. Next up, we have Team Heretics versus MIBR. And for Team Heretics, I think they're gonna ban Abyss. They've banned Abyss in both of their matches. Plus, it's a good map for MIBR, so that makes a lot of sense. And then MIBR has banned Lotus every single time. Plus, it's a good map for Team Heretics. So I think these two bans are fairly set in stone. So for Team Heretics, I could see them picking either Sunset or Ascent realistically. But at Champs thus far, they have not played Ascent, but they have played Sunset before, which is why I think they would slightly favor Sunset. But realistically, I see them winning on both of these maps. And yeah, for MIBR, in both of their matches where they won, they picked Kurod first. So yeah, I think they're gonna pick Kurod here. So for the second rotation of bans, I think TH are probably gonna ban Bind. They did so in their two matches as well. Both times they banned bind in the second rotation of bans. And for MIBR, they also banned Ascent twice in the second rotation. Plus, it's a really good map for Team Heretics. As I said, I think Team Heretics might pick that map. In right, they might pick that map as well. So if they don't, MIBR surely are gonna ban it. Which would leave Haven as the last map remaining, and I think it's gonna be a really close map. I think it's pretty much a 50-50 on who's gonna win between these two teams. But yeah, I would give a slight edge to Team Heretics. So yeah, I'm thinking, or I'm predicting a 2-1 for Team Heretics, but it could go either way. So let's head to the last match. And the last match is NRG against Giant X, kind of like the banger game of these two kind of underrated teams, I would say. So it's gonna be like a secret banger. And for NRG, I think they are gonna ban Sunset. They banned it in the first rotation of bans every single time. So yeah, I think they're gonna keep the perma ban. It's also one of Giant X's better maps. And then for Giant X, I think they're gonna get rid of Lotus. With Abyss, they banned it twice in the second round and once in the first round. But when they banned it in the first round, it was against an opponent who looked really good on Abyss. So I think since NRG kind of looked alright on Abyss, but not that good, I think Giant X are gonna float Abyss and they will ban Lotus instead. They did the same against Sentinels as well. Were also a good Lotus team. So yeah, that's what I see happening in the first rotation of bans. And for the picks, I see NRG picking Corrode. They picked this map twice before. Plus, it's probably their strongest map, right? Brock is abusing the Odin really hard, and it looks insane. Um, so yeah, I don't think there's a team at the moment who can beat them on Corrode. So NRG should pick that map and are probably gonna win on that map. And for Giant X, they picked Ascent twice. It was banned against them in the first round by Sentinels. Um, but yeah, the two times they picked it, they won on that map. They also won on that map against Paper X, right, which was the one map that they won against Paper X. So yeah, I think they should be favored on Ascent. So for NRG, they picked Bind as, or they banned Bind in their second rotation both times. But last time, um, when they played Haven against DRX, they got destroyed by DRX on that map. Plus, Haven is a way better map for Giant X than Bind is. So I think NRG should choose to ban Haven over banning Bind against GX. Yeah, and then for GX, they've banned Abyss always in the second round, at least, if not in the first rotation of bans. So yeah, I don't see them going on a map that they have not played before as the decider map against NRG. So yeah, they should just ban Abyss here, which would see us having the last map being Bind, which I would say is quite interesting since NRG hasn't played Bind in both of their matches. As I said, they banned it both times in the second rotation, and Giant X also had it banned once themselves, and once it was banned against them. So It was only played once by Giant X, and Giant X beat XLG on that map in overtime. And that's the only showing either of these two teams have had on Bind, so I think it's gonna be a really interesting map if we're gonna see these two teams play on that map. And yeah, I think it's pretty much a 50-50 map. Both of these teams aren't great on that map. But yeah, as you can see, I slightly favor Giant X overall on that map. So I think Giant X are gonna 2-1, but for sure we could see a different outcome. A 2-1 for NRG is very much so in the books. And especially I think if Giant X bans Abyss in the first round, then things look way better for NRG. But yeah, as I said, I think GX are slightly favored and 2-1 for them. So now let's head into the Pickems. And yeah, this is the playoff bracket. So I'm putting in the matches that we already talked about and how I think they might happen. I'm probably gonna be wrong about at least half of these. That's the way that this tournament has been going. As you can see, I've been doing really horribly, but I mean, to be fair, like after these first matches, right after they didn't went the way that I thought they would, it was kind of hard for anything else to work out. But yeah, now let's head into the playoff bracket. And I think in the upper semifinal, Fnatic versus Paper Rex, I'm gonna favor Paper Rex. I'd favor Heretics over Giant X. Then down here, I would favor G2 over DRX and NRG over MIBR. I would favor G2 over Giant X. Oh, and this is also a really interesting match in my opinion. I think Fnatic versus NRG could go either way realistically. And especially since I'm not high on Fnatic's map pool, I would probably favor Fnatic slightly, but it realistically could go either way. I can't really explain why I would prefer Fnatic over NRG. But yeah, I would slightly give the edge to Fnatic just based on individuals, right? With players like Chronicle and Alpha, they might just take over a map and give them a win on a map where they don't have as good as a grasp on as NRG has. So yeah, I think it's reasonable to pick Fnatic here. Then in the upper final, I'm gonna pick Paper X. Now for G2 versus Fnatic, I'm probably picking G2. And I think G2 are gonna get their revenge versus Heretics. Now, do I go for Paper X doing the back-to-back? Or do I go for G2? Fuck it. Even though I've been going for G2 essentially all year long, and I've been wrong all year long, I'm still gonna go for G2. I think they look way too good. The individuals are so good. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's so hard to not bet on them. And yeah, even in that match here, I thought it would be really close. And yeah, I don't know. I just think G2 has been so good all year long that surely they must win one international. But yeah, I also can't quite see Paper X going back to back, even if they look like the best team right now, probably. I just don't think they're gonna go back to back. Yeah, and like probably some team that you don't expect is gonna do really well. Like maybe Heretics finally get over the hump and win a trophy, or like some team that you don't expect at all ends up winning. Like maybe Giant X has the Cinderella run. Uh, yeah, but we're gonna have to wait and see. So excited for playoffs, and yeah, I can't wait for it. I hope my Pickems will be better than uh than they've been thus far. But yeah, uh, so I wish you guys luck with your Pickems. I hope we get some banger games, and I'll see you guys next time.